We're live.
Yay!
I love it. I'm super excited. So what's up, everyone? It is Wines Day, one of my favorite days of the week. I'm super excited because I have Jenny Zigrino.
Wines Day?
Yes. I have puns for every day of the week.
I love it.
I live the wine life very, very hardcore. But yes, so Jenny's on live with me. For those who don't know who I am Tiara, aka T, the Wine Diva. I have an amazing wine business. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, and life and business coach. And Jenny, if you would take the time to introduce yourself for those who might not know who you are.
I am Jenny Zigrino. I'm a stand-up comedian and actress and writer, and know nothing about wine. Know absolutely zero. So I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow as a human. I have some bottles, and I don't even know where to start.
All right. Okay, so in terms of wine tasting, I always recommend people start with bubbles to prep your palate. But if it's not like chilled or whatever, I wouldn't recommend opening it. It makes a great gift.
Okay. So these two bottles are out. Should I just show them, even though I'm not going to open them?
Go for it.
No, they're not chilled. They've been in my warm living room all day. So this is You're the Tops.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Talmage Cellars.
Talmage
Cellars. I took French.
I like it.
California sparkling wine. Okay. It contains sulfates, just so you know, in case you're allergic. And I don't know. That's it. That's all I know about it.
That's all you really need to know. There should be cards in the box that you got. And
hold on, let me grab them. I'm on the floor, everybody.
I love it.
Leaning against the wall. So I got this pack.
What's up, Anne-Marie? How are you? Beautiful. Yeah, as you tune in, friends, say hey, tell us where you're tuning in from. If you're drinking on anything, let us know.
I can't see them. Can you see them? I can't see anyone.
I can see when people comment. And yeah. And
good.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw your name up there so people can look you up.
I like that this says intense wines and smooth wines.
Yes. So that's
what's an intense wine.
Oh, that's it's gonna steal your. No, I was gonna say steal your children. I don't know. That's a lot for a wine. What's up, Kelly? How are you?
It's gonna talk to you at parties and want to talk politics with you all the time.
Yes,
that's wine.
That's the wine.
I'm looking through this packet. I looked through the packet, probably not well enough. Okay, I got it. Okay, so You're the Tops.
Yeah.
A Talmage Semi-Secco sparkling wine. It's not vintage, just so you know. Guess how much the alcohol percent level is?
12%.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. I sometimes know my wine.
Okay. Let's see. Aging potential.
3 years.
Oh, 2 years. Okay, and it's good with cheese.
All the cheese.
Good with a light cheese, such as a fresh mozzarella. You know, when you just feel like you want to eat a ball of mozzarella.
I totally have a ball of burrata in my fridge, and I'm like, yes.
Oh, did you say burrata here? What is burrata?
Burrata, it is life. Is what it is. It's a ball of life. It is mozzarella with ricotta in the middle, and you cut it, and it oozes everywhere. And you can put some basil and a little balsamic vinaigrette and tomatoes with it, and it's just amazing.
Oh, that sounds good. And then this also has a quiche recipe if you want it. So then the other sparkling wine that I will not be opening because it's, again, warm, is the Cadeau.
Yeah.
Oh
the Lacadero Rosé.
Yeah. It is non-vintage. Can you guess what the alcohol percentage of this wine is?
I want to say it's higher than the other one, 13.5.
11.5.
Yeah.
So close. And this is good with a cheddar, a Colby, or a Swiss cheese. And it's La Cadeau Cream Label Rosé Sparkling Wine. I do love a good rosé.
What's up, Michelle? Anne
Those
Marie
are out of the
says
way.
it pairs well with a crummy day. Is it raining in Virginia? Because it's raining in LA, and I don't know what the hell is going on out there.
I see. Personally, I love rain. It was thunder and lightning today, and I loved it.
Yeah,
Okay,
and thunder
I
too.
think we should start with the family ranch.
Let's do it. Crack
Okay.
her open.
I really like this bottle because it's a twist.
Easy peasy, straight to the face.
Okay, what should I be smelling?
You should be smelling some things. I have to look it up. I'm not
smell
perfect.
wine.
It smells like wine. I think it's a Cabernet Franc, right?
Yes, this is a Family Ranch Cabernet Franc. And it is room temp served, perfect. Yes. Pairs great with a triple cream brie or an aged Gouda. I think that's right. Just by smelling it, I'm like, yeah, that's a Gouda. That's a Gouda wine.
That's a Gouda wine. I love it.
Can I swear on this podcast?
You can do whatever you want. Be your authentic self, too.
So this is my goblet, as you guys can see. It's my wine goblet, and I'm gonna pour. Ooh, just hear that. Okay, I poured some in.
I love it.
Okay. All right. Now I'm smelling it.
Mm-hmm. So I can tell you the 4 S's of wine tasting is how I like to go over it with people. So there is, first one is C. You're gonna look at the, and I'm actually gonna do this later on my I think I'm teaching a cheese and
charcuterie. What's that thing?
It is an aerator basically, or I think it's called a pouring decanter if you look it up on the website. But it basically just adds more air to your wine to help open it up a little bit, especially if it's a brand new bottle. So you want to see the wine, check the color. If you want to get super fancy with it, I think I have note cards at the ready. You can take a note card and hold it up to the color so you can know exactly what color it is.
Mine's in a blue glass.
Fair enough. I mean, you could say red, white, or rosé is super simple, but if you're trying to be all wine aficionado, you're oh, it's garnet or ruby or one of the crystal gems. I don't know if you're Steven Universe fan.
I'd say this is garnet.
Love it. Yeah. And then, so you see it, you swirl it to open it up, get more oxygen in, and that'll also give you more of the flavors that you're gonna smell. Okay. And then you stick your nose all up in it and you smell it. So I have a Pinot Noir from Santa Lucia Highlands, California. I smell dirt. It's a real thing. That's what Pinot Noir smells like to me. Michelle's is that coffee? No, I do not drink coffee. Literally, it's too cold. And so I literally made myself mulled wine. I made myself a very lazy mulled wine. As in I poured I poured wine and some kombucha and put some cinnamon on it and hoped that it came out well. If I didn't have to be consistent back-to-back lives for the next 2 hours, I probably would have put whiskey in it.
Okay, so I smell. I don't know. I feel like I'm used to it already. I smell wine.
That is a valid answer. So I find for helping you figure out scents and wines and stuff, because it's really a practiced, skilled talent. You gotta go around to a farmer's market and pick up fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing, and that's how you're gonna be able to start discerning different things.
Okay, so I gotta go sniff people's fruits at farmer's markets.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. That's what I mean. Sommeliers, that's what they do. They do that. I've heard of people licking rocks. I'm not that crazy about it, so I don't do that.
All right. Okay. So I'm just stretching my leg out. Okay. So I'm gonna taste. So I smelled it. Now I taste it.
Yeah.
Ooh. That tastes really dirty to me.
In a good way?
In a good way.
A naughty way? I like that. It tastes dirty.
This is an intense wine. Tasting to me, at least. It tastes intense to me.
And the Cabernet Franc is usually got like some like body to it and some like, I don't know, swagger. That's a good word.
Yeah, it feels like okay, if this was a guy.
Ooh.
If this was a guy at a bar, he would be wearing a leather jacket.
Ooh, yes. That makes perfect sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was like leather. If there were leather, I wouldn't be surprised if there were leather notes in that particular wine.
Yeah, it feels like it does. It tastes more like I said, kind of dirty, a little bit earthy.
Yes,
And,
our winemaker, he
animally.
describes it as spicy, earthy, and powerful.
Yeah,
Blackcurrant,
kind of guy I'm
cherry.
into, a spicy, earthy, powerful guy.
Yes. Yes, and pepper in the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, white pepper, toasted oak.
That's a good one. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. It is followed by blackcurrant, cherry, and blueberry.
Ooh.
The attack of the mouthfeel are very intense, with power from the alcohol, fruit tannins, and oak aging.
Yes.
Oh, and this recipe, for this wine is a slow cooker's cowboy beef brisket.
Delicious. That would have been perfect for today.
Oh my god, I love brisket. Okay, what's better? Like an Instapot brisket or a slow cooker brisket?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't own an Instapot.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure. Like I've had Instapot ribs before and those were fire. So I think the slow cooker, I think the main difference is like the slow cooker is going to take longer. Like you're going to have to wait 4 to 8 hours depending on like if you put it on high or low, where the Instapot is like pressure. So like you could have it done in like 30 minutes.
But it's so good in the slow cooker. Look, I made both. I love pot roast. It's part of my Judaism heritage. Is we love slow cooking meat, and I feel like I'm a fan of the slow cook because you can put stuff in it.
Yeah, you put other like
and
veggies and
and there's not the fear that your thing's gonna explode in your face and kill everybody. You know? So that's what I really appreciate.
The Instapot is like terrifying. I think a bunch of us like a year or so ago were like drinking and making ribs, and it was like the most terrifying thing to like release because we're like drunk, like
so
we're gonna die to eat ribs.
Okay, so do we drink more of this?
We can drink more of it. You can talk a little bit about yourself and like maybe what you're working on.
I'm gonna have a little bit more of this one. I like it. Okay. And I'm gonna save that. How long does wine last in the fridge?
So it depends on how you store it, but if it's a twist top, I feel like it's gonna be like 5 to 7 days. If you have like a cork, I recommend actually putting like an actual stopper in it and not like trying to put the cork back. And that'll last like 3 to 5 days depending on if it's like a white or a red. You could also extend it by using, there's like the CO2 spray that you can spray into the bottle, and it removes the oxygen. And then, I mean, I've had it in the fridge for like 2 weeks before, and it was fine. So.
Oh, all right. You learn every day.
All the things.
Can you just keep red wine on like outside open for 2 days?
I mean, you can. Whether or not it's gonna taste right when you do it is the question. Because like basically, what I like to say is like oxygen is like a frenemy to wine. So like, you first open the bottle, you want the oxygen to help open it up, get the flavors out, and really like smooth it out. But then over time, the oxygen starts to just oxidize, and like science happens in the bottle and it turns into vinegar.
I love a good vinegar. Okay.
So yeah, if you're trying to cook with it, go for it.
Family Ranch, I'm into it. It's good. It's a strong, powerful, spicy, peppery flavor, and I really liked that. it had a lot of layers to it, which I liked. So what am I working on? So if you live in the Los Angeles area, you can see me perform stand up all over. Like on Saturday, I will be at 8 o'clock, Dynasty Typewriter at the Hayworth.
Okay.
So that's in like Koreatown. And then I will be at the Ice House in Pasadena at 10. But I have shows like all week. I'm like always performing in LA. Yesterday I performed at Akbar, and I performed in front of Wanda Sykes, which is very, for me, I got a little bit fangirl.
Oh, I would have cried. I don't know.
So, like, the great thing about living in LA, and you know this, and anyone who, like, doesn't live in LA, I'm so sorry, but the great thing is that you can go to, like, this was a free bar show at this bar called Akbar, and Wanda just came and, like, did 20 minutes at the end. And it's just like, oh, there's Wanda Sykes just doing her thing. Or, like, you'll be at the Improv, and it's the late show at, like, 11:30, and suddenly Dave Chappelle shows up, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool. So that was fun. And currently what I'm working on is like I finished a new hour of material. So it's like the next thing is like trying to sell it, and it's like really fun, really silly, my style. But I'm really trying to do a one-woman show is what I'm working on now, which is more, it's comedy, but it's also like very informative. So it is about diet culture and weight stigma and its harmful effects. So I'm a very big body positivity person. I'm all about loving your body and choosing movement because you love to move, and like eating foods that feel good for your body versus like what keto tells you to do, which is what, you know, and you guys can do whatever you want, but I'm very much like, you need to be in tune with your body and with yourself. And diet culture, for women especially, gets us so obsessed with our bodies that we do not live to our great potential.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I think that's like a huge message, especially in the like in our industry, you know, like being an actress, going for roles. There's so many times where like I've like just gotten really excited for an audition or something, and then I like start thinking about it and overthinking, and I'm like, no, I'm too fat for that. I'm just gonna stay home, you know. And I think it's like it's such a, we gotta like fix kind of that stigma. We've gotta, you know, try to put out more positivity and showcase all types of people, you know, in media. Yeah.
Well, I think too is like if Lizzo's taught us anything, I love Lizzo. It's like we as a society, I think, and because of like social media and Instagram, you know, this is one of the good things from social media. I think social media on its own is kind of a horrible thing, but
yes,
the good thing is that we are like going towards being more authentic. So people want to see, like what you're doing is like, this is like authentically you, so people are enjoying it and like loving it, and so. It's like it's an interesting time to be a woman and to be a woman in a larger body because it is more accepted, but it's also not. It's like a weird thing. That's what that show will be about. We'll see. It'll debut when I write it.
That's super exciting.
I feel a little lazy.
I love it. So how did you get into like comedy and stand up?
So I started when I was 15. 15 or 16, I forget, but I started, I took a class when I'm from Minnesota, so I took a class and I performed and I loved it, and then I did it a few more times, and then I stopped because it's terrifying and horrifying if you're like a 16-year-old girl trying to like navigate the open mic world with like all the garbage humans that live in that world. And so I stopped, and then at 21, I picked it up again when I was living in Boston, and then I just was like, oh, this is like what I'm going to do now. And, you know, it's great to realize that when you're like, you know, in the middle of your college degree. That is not a degree in stand-up, but it was a degree in film, so it still works.
Hey, I've got one of those too. It's fine.
Oh, really? Where'd you go?
So I went to Virginia Tech. I got a degree in communications and theater. And so, but the theater degree was actually a cinema focus, but I took all the acting classes I could, like course overloaded, whatever, just so I could like, you know, do the things that really were fun for me, but the idea of like actually like just pursuing acting on its own was like not a thing in my family or whatever.
Yeah.
So funny enough, when I got to college, nobody was hiring, so I like ended up working as a museum actor. So and
That's great.
that's how that
You
worked
were
out.
like a museum actor?
Yeah. So let's see, I worked at like the National Children's Museum in Maryland, just like doing children's theater. And then I went to like, where else did I do? The Smithsonian, I worked there for a little bit. We had like a holiday show, which is fun. And then it just kind of spiraled to random theatrical things all across like the DC area.
I used to do historical reenactments.
Ooh.
And I was a on the Boston Freedom Trail. I was a tour guide, so I'd do the clothes. I would dress up in 18th century costumes and like give tours to people, and like I was a loyalist, and no one liked me. It was like it was the whole thing. It was always my dream. I love that shit. Steph, whatever. I'm trying to be a better, not swear so much. Let's move on to another wine. Okay, should we stick with red or go for the white?
Do what makes you happy. What is your soul calling you to do?
I want to try this white.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, should I wash my glass out?
I wouldn't. So, and then this is, oh, Stacia, you're sweet. I am somewhat talented sometimes. But so if you wash your glass, it actually changes the pH balance of your glass, so it's gonna taste different. So this is like whenever I go like to an actual wine tasting, like at a winery or whatever, it like drives me insane when I see someone pour water into their glass, because you know, if they were to really like that wine, it's like kind of watered down. It's not going to have the right flavor. So if they bought that bottle and took it home and then they went to like pour it into their glass and enjoy it or whatever, and they didn't rinse their glass before doing it, it's going to taste completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still wet with the other wine. So I'm gonna do the Joy White. Okay, Joy White. I forget how to open these things, but you know, we're gonna figure it out. When did you come to LA from Maryland? Oh, by the way, if you are in the DC area, I will be in
Lorton. So she's gonna be in Virginia. I know exactly where you're gonna be. I performed in that theater before. I'm like,
oh really?
I'm super excited. Okay. That was like my home for a couple of shows. But yeah, so the Lorton Workhouse, which is actually a reformed jail, fun fact.
Oh my god, but it's haunted.
It is. It totally is.
Oh, I love ghosts.
We used to have like late night rehearsals, and someone would always be an asshole and turn out all the lights before like we like walk out, and we're all like screaming trying to get out.
Oh my god, who was that dick?
So one of those, I don't know. Feel like it was like Aaron or Lindsay, one of those humans. Anyway, calling them out right now. But yeah, so it's a really cool space, and it is, I can't even remember which streets it's off of, but it's awesome. Love it. And Marie was like, there was a prison. Jinx. I love it.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah. So I'll be there on the November 29th. Get your tickets at my Instagram, Jenny Zigrino. And then on the 30th, I'll be at the Courtyard Marriott in historic Fredericksburg, Virginia, which I actually thoroughly enjoy historic Fredericksburg. I've been there several times.
I love that. One of my really good friends lives there, is from there. She lives in London now, but but I don't know. I don't think she gets back until Christmas. So I don't know if she would be able to make it, but if she's going to be there for Thanksgiving, I'm going to make her go.
She should go. It's going to be good. And then I'm going abroad. Okay. So we're pouring the white. Ooh, it's very appley. Like pear. No, pear. It's pear.
Pear? Yeah. I like it. Yes.
Pear. Okay.
You're like right on the nose as in terms of like I'm one of those like our winemaker makes our tasting notes. So it's like his perception. And I think everyone has a different perception because like you might smell, I don't know, like cinnamon or something, and you think of it's just cinnamon, or you think of cookies or whatever, but someone might be like, it smells like my grandma's perfume. And like, you know, like since the smell triggers so many different memories, it's one of the like most I want to say tactile is not the right word, but it's one of the most triggering senses that we have, like sense of smell, because it can bring up so many different emotions and memories and things. But yeah, so pear is one of the things that he lists as a. Melissa, you are right on time to the party. There's no such thing as being late, as long as there's still alcohol.
Okay, so
then it's time to move on to another party.
Wow. Okay. The taste is so much different than the smell.
Oh. What do you taste?
I taste citrus, I think. Like lemon.
I'm basically great wine over here. Let me drink water.
Yeah, it tastes like, okay, it feels a little citrusy, and then it feels a little woody, but like it would be a light wood.
That's what you said.
I smell, it's like an IKEA, desk or the dresser, like the unfinished dresser.
Ooh, oh, I like that. I like your descriptions. Those are like amazing little like connections.
Like
I'm like so pretentious when it's like, oh, it's like I'm like, I need to be better at like really relating it to like everyday things. That's one of the things I'm trying to work on. Is like
definitely
this is
lemon, super lemon. Okay. Yeah. Which because the thing is, okay, this is a Tempranillo? No, the other one's this is a Chenin.
That's a Chenin Blanc.
Chenin Blanc. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Joy Cellars Chenin Blanc. Okay, so yeah, juicy citrus, short and intense, minerality and acidity. Yeah, I feel that. It's very short and like, wow, like it's very intense. But then, yeah, and then also I think it smells so sweet, but it doesn't taste as sweet.
It's like got a fruity, like a fruit forward kind of scent to it.
Yeah.
Clean finish. What's up, Liana? How are you?
Yeah. It's like clean, fruity, short, intense. I like it. I wish it was a little sweeter.
Okay.
Because it smells so sweet. So I just feel like it's lying to me. You know what I mean?
It's telling me tales. Oh, it's talking to you in a negative.
I feel like it's a lying son of a bitch.
I'm trying to like think of like ways to like my go-to whenever someone says like, I like this, but I wish it was sweeter. I usually say like, we'll make a sangria out of it. So add some fruit to it. You can add like whatever your favorite, like lemon lime soda or something like that to it. And you know, if you want to, you can keep it at that. You can add some vodka to it if you want to get extra crazy. Ooh, Melissa says she is drinking Riesling. Yes, Hunty.
Oh, hello, Leanne Bradley. Should I not say their last names? I did.
It's okay. I totally showed her name anyway, so it's fine. Called out. So, everyone's called out.
All right, I do like it. I'm not. There's never been like a wine where I've been like, ugh. One time when I was in England, I had a cider. It was like a homemade cider that this bar made, and it tasted like eggs. It was disgusting. That's the only time I've been like, I'm not gonna drink this alcohol. It was warm. I was like, what is this? And they're like, it's traditional cider, and I was like,
whose tradition is that?
Yeah, just warm cider. But
interesting. But eggs? Now I'm like, what did you make it out of?
I mean, it tasted awful. I did learn this though, that some, I don't know, or any, so wine is not vegan,
Hmm.
which
Um,
I didn't know. No, I'm not vegan, so it doesn't matter. But
well, sorry. So so for those who are vegan and like are like, what? Mind just blown. There's a way to filter wine, and it is called fining the wine, in which they use either like they'll use fish bladder or egg whites to do it. And typically that's found in more commercial grade wines, things. It's because it's a Andrew said raw egg cider. Cider sounds yummy. Yeah.
oh no,
Um,
no.
but yeah, so it's typically a more commercial grade, like somewhere a bigger company is going to do it. It's because it's a cheaper, easy way to filter wine. A lot of times, if you're getting it
Okay.
directly from the winery, it shouldn't have that happen. You know,
Yeah.
it's always good
So
to check.
how'd they figure that wine, that a fish bladder was like it?
You
That a
know,
fish bladder was a great filtration system.
they're like, you know what? This wine's a little cloudy. You know what's gonna help that? I'm gonna take a fish and pour it through a fish.
Take
Like
his
that.
bladder.
You know, I think it might have happened because you know that day that Jesus turned water into wine, and then he got like 40 fish or whatever. Somebody was like, it's cloudy, and poured it through a fish, and that's how it happened.
Oh yeah, no, that's 100%. You know, you
I just
nailed
offended
it.
like all my Christian
Nailed
followers.
it.
Sorry, friends. You're not sorry. I've had like half a glass or half a bottle of wine, maybe more than that at this point.
Is this just an excuse for you to drink? For you to
This
just
is
start
what I
drinking
do.
during the day?
I
I
do.
know we're podcasting. It's fine. Don't worry
It's
about it.
fine.
We're
It's
just
fine.
podcasting.
It's for my art friends. What's up, Teresa?
I'm gonna have a little bit more of this family rant.
Do it. So I want to know a little bit about like what have been like your favorite projects that you've worked on.
I think like my favorites have been the stuff that I was able to do. So one of my favorite projects I ever did was one called Badass Bitches of History for
Ooh.
Comedy Central for their internet. And it was basically I highlighted like 4 women in history that aren't well known. So like one of them was like Anne Hutchinson. So have you ever been on the Hutchinson Parkway in New York?
I would not know if I have, but when I'm
So
in New
when you
York, I'm
drive,
just like in this like bitch face mode of like don't talk to me, don't say anything to me. Like my like happy smiley self and normal. Like when you see me in New York, I'm just like I will cut a motherfucker. like that's like my face,
I get it.
and I'm not paying attention to anything.
So so it's called the Hutchinson Parkway. It's also 15 if you're going from Connecticut to New York, and it cuts through the Bronx. And it was named after this woman, Anne Hutchinson, who was born in Boston, and she was basically this woman who was like uh almost like started her own religion in a way, and like had followers in Boston, and she was like standing up against John Winthrop and all the Puritans there, and was like, you guys are wrong. And then they banished her to the Bronx, first to Rhode Island, which is awful, and then she went to the Bronx. But like, she's just like this woman that stood up against shitty dudes. And then I had a couple other women that were like really cool and badass, but you just didn't know about them because you're not like taught about them. So we're always taught about the same like 4 women, which is just like
Right.
Susan Anthony, Harriet Tubman, and
Betsy Ross.
what?
I was like Betsy Ross or
Betsy Ross, Rosa Parks,
mm-hmm.
and like that's it. Like those are the 4
That's
women
it. I don't know.
get.
I think there are
They're
more
like,
women in the
you're done,
world.
we're
I don't
done.
know.
Bye. Let's
So
talk
like,
about all these men.
is it similar to, was it Drunk History or something like?
No, I actually, because I interacted with them versus like being drunk. So it was just a comical. It was a comical take. Like I was like a narrator with the character as they like went through their journey. So that was really fun. The most like kind of like fun on a set that I've had I got to do a movie this summer, which will come out soon, called Too Late, and it's
Okay.
a horror comedy movie, and it's with Fred Armisen and Ron Lynch and Marilyn Rice Cobb. It's going to be really funny. And that was a fun thing because I got to do a lot of improv. So, like, whenever I'm on set and they let me do improv or, like, just fuck around, that's, like, when it's the most fulfilling and fun. I got to do that a lot on 50 Shades of Black. I didn't get to do that a lot on Bad Santa 2. That was much more of, like,
a serious script. Well, that's
like
serious, but a script.
And, like, it's so funny is, like, people don't understand, like, how much goes into just the making of a movie, right? Of, like, the script goes through a million different variations, and they're changing the script up to the day before.
The day you, like, walk up on set. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, here's the new sides. And you're like, oh, cool.
Oh, great.
I didn't practice any of this. Uh-oh. So
well, we'll see how this goes.
So, like, on that one, Billy Bob was also writing on the set. So it was like Billy Bob was writing stuff, then the writers were writing stuff, and they were like, you can write some stuff too. So it was just, I was like, okay. And then I would get to set and be like, can I improv this scene? They're like, let us do some straight takes and then we'll let you improv. And then we'd do the straight takes and they'd move on. And I'd be like, oh like, thanks. I had so many fun things planned. And, like, it is also that thing where, like, I prepped all this work for some scenes and, like, had all this improv that, like, I was so excited to do. And then, like, I got there and they had completely changed it because one little thing, Billy Bob didn't like. So we had to change the whole thing. And you're just like, okay, like, I'm really, like, hired help. Like, I'm really hired help for this. You know what I mean? Like, a vehicle for someone else. And I'm just, like, a hired.
Your baby. You're kind of just going through the motions. Yeah. Life of an actor.
I feel like as an actor, there are some parts where you're like, you feel like you're in it and that you're part of this and, like, you feel emboldened and embodied in that character and, like, who you are. And then there are other things where you're like, oh no, I'm like, I'm here as, like, a help. Like, I'm a character and I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. That's what it is. It's doing your job versus, like,
creating art.
Creativity, like, in the job. And it's not bad. Like, I still loved working on that movie. It was super fun. I actually we shot it in Montreal, and I was just there last weekend, and I saw friends from set. So, like, I still have friends from set. Like, last year when I was in Vancouver, I went and visited Brett Kelly, who played the kid. So it's like, I still have these great relationships with these people, but, nothing's as fulfilling as getting your own shit made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you make your own stuff?
I, like, my social media is, like, my creative outlet, doing this.
Yeah.
I'm
going to move.
But otherwise, it's just, like,
I can rest on the wall. My back hurts.
Otherwise, it's more like, just like, I'm like that, like, I don't know how to say words. Just give me a script and tell me what to say. I went through a point in my life where I was just like, I don't know how to be a human because people just tell me where to go and what to do. And I don't know how to, like, emote without being told what my emotions are.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what's my character doing? What's
my motivation? Where am I?
Yeah. Like, I like started in comedy and kind of didn't really have intentions of acting as much. Like, I always just thought, like, oh, I'm just gonna do stand up and that'll be fun. And I would always acted in my own things, and then kind of going into like starting acting classes in Los Angeles and, like, going through the acting systems is like, I didn't really realize how hard acting is. Like, it really is a 100% craft. Like, it is something you have to do and know all the steps to. It's the same as, like, my craft. It's the same as, like, someone who sculpts or someone who, like, creates stuff is, like, it is such a, I feel like it's very undervalued because celebrities involved with it. But pure acting at its core is such a craft that I'm still trying to figure out.
It's so like, I mean, I feel like actors are some of the smartest people that I know. When you really talk to someone that's really into the craft and into, researching their character and all of the like emotions and everything, they know so many things. There's sometimes where I show up on set and I'm like, I am so not. I'm just like fly by the seat of my pants. I did not prepare for this. Whatever, we'll see what happens, kind of person. So it's just like, I'm like, I am not as smart as like anybody in the room.
I feel like that just in general in my life, I'm always like, like imposter syndrome to the max. I feel like a lot of creatives all have imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure your audience knows about imposter syndrome, or they felt it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm especially like, I've got some really intuitive, like I have a couple of friends that are like intuitive coaches, life coaches that are watching, and they know all about all of the things. And
oh yeah,
tapping into, really trying to take time to tap into your authentic truth. That's like some of the things that we like to talk about. And
so how do you, because you do life coaching, how do you kind of battle that imposter syndrome?
I like to talk a lot about like being more self-aware and really self-reflecting. I've really, and over the past couple of years, gotten into meditation, and that's something that's really helped ground me personally, and it's something that I recommend for other people. It's just like taking time to like kind of sit, breathe, and tune into who you are, what truly makes you happy, understanding what success is, like rather than having success be, measured by, okay, this person is there in their career and we should be in the same space and I need to be where they're doing and and like really like willing and going over here. It's rather, all right, what makes me happy in this moment? What am I doing? What am I grateful for? What am I appreciative of? Like, what's going right in my life? And let's focus on that. And then we can kind of set goals from there and kind of move on from there.
Yeah. That's good. It's always good to like focus on what's right. I've been like listening to a ton of podcasts, like everyone does, but it's just like, it's the more I'm like listening and learning, it's just like meditation for so many people's like the way they're all just like meditate, and you're just like, but that's free. I don't spend money on that, so
I will give you $1,000 to just fix my life and make all of my dreams come true.
Yeah, and they're like, no, you could just like be quiet and think.
Just be
no,
quiet.
that's not it.
Wait, I have to be quiet.
Something else. Put
and it's hard. I feel like meditation's like one of the hardest things that I've ever tried to do, and it's a skill and it's a practice, and something that I've learned is, not getting down on yourself. Is like, you're sitting there, I typically either A, fall asleep, or B just like start like going down a to-do list. And it's just like being able to like be cognizant of like, okay, I'm thinking right now, let it go, I appreciate this thought, and like go back to just breathing and kind of not really focusing, kind of clearing your mind as much as you can, and not getting down on yourself if your mind wanders or, you fall asleep.
It's true. I fall asleep all the time. I try to do it every morning, but I do it lying down because I'm like, I don't want to sit.
I do that all the time. I like wake up in the morning and I'm like, all right, I'm going to set my intention for the day. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to clear my mind.
Yep. I was seeing a guy for a little bit who would meditate, who did like the app, what's the app that has the British voice guy?
I do not know the app, but now I want it.
I think it's called like Mindful app or something.
Okay.
But he would do that, and I tried it a few times, and I just liked the guy's voice too much. You get turned on by the.
You're like, oh yeah, okay, and you're like not paying attention to what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're like, oh, my breathing's getting heavier. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, my breathing's heavier.
Yeah, I just want to fuck that voice.
I love it.
All right, let's do. Okay, I'm thinking Oh, it's my dog. She's gonna start barking. Lupe, stop. Okay, she's asleep. Somerville.
Ooh, I love
Try
that
this
one.
one. Okay.
Yes,
You love this one?
I love it.
Okay.
I actually just finished that before we went live.
Okay. I'm really bad. I'm so bad at opening these fucking tops up.
It all comes with practice. The more you drink, the better you are.
I just did a 21-day cleanse of my life.
Of your life. Ooh.
Yes, this is like the first alcohol I've had in a while. So I'm already a little drunk from the one glass I drank, maybe like all together.
Mm-hmm. How did the cleanse go?
Oh, it's they're terrible. I don't know why I do them, but it's not. It wasn't like I still ate all the time, but it was just like oh, I did this wrong. I'm like not against like I think that people think because I'm like very anti-diet that I'm like also anti like trying to change your diet.
Yeah,
but like I was having some health stuff and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this and see. So I have endometriosis. Anyone else? Anyone else out there? Any other endo people? And it gets really bad. So I'm trying this cleanse to see if it fixes it. So if taking out some different types of food helps it, and we're gonna see. So tomorrow,
fingers crossed.
Period. We'll see. According to that app, I'm getting my period, so we'll see what happens. Is that too much information for your
it doesn't
audience?
So, hope you guys are open to all of the things.
Okay, so Somerville, I'm gonna smell it. Ooh.
Yeah.
It smells very like it's not a strong smell. It's kind of warm. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is like a really dark red.
Yeah.
Okay. This smells more like red wine than I felt like the Family Ranch did. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's
yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit more intense for you. It's a little more complex, I think is the right word for that, than the Family Ranch.
It is 4.5% alcohol.
14.
And it is 14.5. I've already had too much, I'm telling you. And let's see. Cheeses like Monterey Jack, Camembert, or cheddar. I love Camembert. Okay, cool. Let's try it. Yeah, that tastes like red wine to me.
Traditional red wine. There you go. It's got some body.
It tastes like a traditional red wine. This feels like something I would have had in Italy.
Ooh. Italy is where I learned to like appreciate wine.
Yeah. We went to where'd we go? My friends and I we went to Tuscany.
Ooh.
We rented a big old cabin or thing. And then we drank about 5 bottles of wine a night.
Ooh.
Of just like, just like Italy wine. I have no idea what we drank. We just drank. And then we went to oh my god, what wine company was it? They're great. They made a Brunello that was really nice. And it was in the Sangiovese grape. I can't remember.
That sounds amazing. Sangiovese is like one of my favorite.
It was really delicious. What?
I said Sangiovese is one of my favorite varietals. So
yeah. Yeah, it was really good, and they're gonna be so mad at me that I don't know. I'm forgetting their name. but they're a really great wine company. We did like the whole wine tour. We went to their winery. They like gave us I think we tried like a 2009, like it was in one of the
Ooh.
massive like huge
Oh,
bottles. They're
was
like, this
that
is like a
like
$1,300 bottle of wine. We're like, wow.
that's amazing. So they have the big like all the different bottles have different names, right?
Yeah.
And so there's like your traditional style, there's like the Magnum that's like I think 2.5 liters. There's like, and then they all sound like a bunch of like things from the Bible. I feel like it's like there's like a Nebuchadnezzar, a jiz, that does not sound right. Whatever my brain is gonna go with, that does not sound. We're not even gonna try to remember what that one is. That's how much I studied it, obviously. But I know Nebuchadnezzar is like the biggest one, and I think that's like it's like the equivalent of like 20 liters of wine or something like redonkulous. And I'm just like, I want one of those one day. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe at my wedding or something, I'll have a
Oh my God,
Jeroboam. Yeah. Yes, Anne Marie.
What'd she say it was?
It's called Jeroboam.
Jeroboam. You got jizz from Jeroboam?
I don't know. That's how it goes. That's how we work here.
No, that's fine. That is totally fine. Oh my God. That's so great. So I like it. It's just so, I guess it's just so traditional tasting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other ones are, to me, had like some, different.
A little different vibe.
Yeah.
So I would say one thing
what is
kind of
varietal?
Varietal. So the word that I used earlier, you said, I think you were like the Sangiovese grape, and so varietal is the same. It's the same word, but
Oh, okay.
I'm being, I guess, a wine, being a wine nerd. What was I gonna say? Oh, so one thing that I've noticed with red wine, especially if like you're like, the flavors, whatever, is if you pop it in the fridge for like 20 to 30 minutes and kind of bring it down to like cellar temperature. Because like, people typically keep their houses around like 70 degrees or whatever, which is a little bit higher than what it should be served at. Especially like people, I mean, I do it all the time where I just like pull from my wine rack. Yeah. My amazing collections behind me. And just like pop it open because I'm like, I need one now. But if you like chill it a little bit, it'll kind of help with the flavor profile and kind of actually showcase a little bit other. What am I trying to say?
No, I get it.
I
feel like, you know what? I want to mull this one. Do
it. Because that's literally what I mulled.
Yeah, did you? I feel like
amazing.
This one I want to mull. So I'm having some friends come over later, and we're gonna make vision boards together.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Does anyone make vision boards? Does anyone know what a vision board is? Because I think it's like amazing for your life.
Goal board is another one. A goal board, or like dream boards, as they're sometimes called. I have a joke about vision boards in my set, and I can't really do it anywhere outside of Los Angeles because no one knows what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I know. It's like I had some jokes about like the moon and like crystals and stuff, and it's
I've seen this crystal one before, and I was just like dying.
Real like I was doing. I think I was doing a joke about like the moon and like moon ceremonies, and people are like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, when the new moon comes, you go and you burn,
burn some sage, and
burn some sage and things that you want. You gotta cleanse, and it's like I grew up. My brother did yoga when I was like 8, so I was going to yoga camp from like 8 to 10. Yoga camp as like a child. So I was introduced to all like that stuff, but it was also very like religious Hinduism. And then LA showed up and was like, but let's make it, with kale or whatever.
I love it. So a lot of the people that follow me, so I'm a part of this group called the Social Soul Tribe. And it's a lot of soul-driven entrepreneurs. So a lot of them are very much into saging and utilizing the moon and like the moon cycle. I'm very, very, very beginner at it, but a lot of the other leaders in the group talk about that and like manifestation. Like, so these are your people right here.
Look, I will say right now, when I'm on my period, I manifest like crazy. It's like insane. Like last month, again, tomorrow's the day. Last month,
I'm now like gonna be like focusing on that now.
Well, I was looking for a new apartment last month, like just Googling, and I saw one, and I was like, oh, I wonder about this one, and then like, I lost my house key like immediately, like just little things like that, or like the other time. So your people should know about sex magic. I do a joke about it, but it is real. You literally set the intention and then you masturbate. Wow. So
I love it.
I did that a few months ago, and again, it was the same thing of like, I at the time was like struggling where I had to fire one of my team members, and then randomly, after I did my sex magic and set intentions, this person contacted me and said, "Hey, do you feel like we're working well together?" Like out of the blue, answered this question. I was like, "No, bye." Like, made it the easiest thing in the world for me to do. It was so easy. And then I was like, I need to move. And then I got a text the next day from my neighbor that's like, our complex is for sale. Like, just crazy stuff, like during that time, and doing the sex magic, and like,
I love this.
And maybe also, I don't know how cool or hip your people are, but experimenting with psychedelics. Sometimes that also helps. That clears. I feel like that puts you on a different brainwave to be more able to like get in the vortex.
Ooh, I love all of them.
I don't do illegal stuff.
I mean, it's legal in California.
It's in Oregon, I think it's legal.
DC.
Are mushrooms legal in DC?
I want to say, I believe, things are legal in DC.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Get away with a lot of things. I don't know. I feel like the second like weed became legal, like people were way more chill. It was insane the amount of like chill vibes. Like you would walk through neighborhoods that you might have normally been scared at, like at night, and then, like everyone's just like hanging out in their stoop, just like smoking up and like chillaxing. And you're like, all right, cool.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like, and it's so funny. We're like,
Melissa
like,
says,
oh man, can you get me some weed? And I'm just like, it's legal. Like, why? Or like, I'll go to like Texas, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not legal here. Like, it's not easy. Like, I accidentally brought my weed vape pen in Japan, and that's like criminal shit. So my friend was like, you need to throw that out. So I did. So I threw it away.
Oh my gosh.
But just so you know, you can make grilled lamb chops with this.
That is perfection. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes.
It sounds delicious. Oh, it's a good one. So my nose is getting stuffy now. Do you have stuffy nose?
Stuffy when you like drink wine?
Yeah, I have a little bit of sulfate.
So I would say try like an antihistamine. So maybe not Benadryl because that'll put you to sleep, but like something else that's like antihistamine. And see if that like will block some of that to see if you don't have like the stuffiness.
Like a Claritin. It's not that bad right now. But I'm also like, I was sick all weekend, so. And it's my first alcohol in like 20 days.
Rocking out.
I'm really just feeling myself right now.
Doing it.
Feeling it. Woo! Yeah, right. So just be cool, be hip, people. Go to mushrooms and masturbate.
That is the like quote of the night. Do mushrooms and masturbate. You should have a t-shirt.
Just do mushrooms and masturbate. Oh, I will be selling merch at the DC shows that will say sex magic on them. So,
I love it. Oh.
So you can get that. This wine is great. Are we still doing this or is it over now?
we're still live, but I was gonna say like taking almost like an hour of your time. So like we can like, tell us all the things that you got going on, everything that like
I'll tell the things. because I do have to get ready for this manifestation party we're about to have. There will be no masturbating at this party.
It's not a like Rocky Horror party.
No. It's just us cutting up magazines and pasting shit.
I love it.
Onto cardboard, which you're more than welcome to come over at 8:00 if you want to come over to that. Come see me live. Jenny Zigrino is JennyZigrino.com is my website. It's got all my tour dates on it. See me live. Buy tickets. I have an album. It's called Jay-Z's new album. It's a good one.
Oh my God. I love that.
I got the film coming out, and then just some cool, just got like little stuff's always happening. Stuff's always coming up. I have right now, after December 14th, I'll have 2 months off.
Ooh.
Which I've never had before. So
what are you gonna do?
I think the universe left it.
You're gonna write your one-woman show.
What?
I said you're gonna write your one-woman show.
I'm gonna write my one-woman show. I'm gonna masturbate a ton. I'm hoping to manifest some boys into my life.
Oh yeah, yes.
A couple. And then I think that, you know, my hope is that they were left open for a reason. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it.
So we'll see. It's
gonna be beautiful. All the magic.
Just masturbating mushrooms, you guys.
I'm changing the title to masturbating mushrooms. That's what this is going to be called.
This is a wine podcast called Masturbating and Mushrooms.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having on. I appreciate you so much. I'm super excited to like one day see you live. And maybe was it Saturday? You said Saturday, right?
Saturday, there's 2 shows. There's also a show in downtown on Tuesdays that I'm trying to get back on. Oh, Tuesday I'll be at West Side Comedy Theater with Neil Brennan and friends. Do you like Neil Brennan?
Oh. Sounds like a what time?
That's
I have a show Tuesday.
Or 7 or 8. You have a show?
Yes. So I'm in a show. It's called.
What show are you in?
It's called. Oh shit! Now I'm gonna be in trouble now. The Ocean's in My Soul, and it is not at all a comedy. It is about a mixed man and basically his plight and his struggle with being half white and half black and not feeling a part of either culture, either community, and not accepted by either side.
That's really interesting. My last boyfriend was mixed, and that I felt was like a big.
It's a thing.
Part of his identity. Yeah.
I mean, I am going, as we were trying to end this, I am not mixed. I mean, like somewhere down the line I am, but both of my parents identify as black and they both are, you know, look black, whatever. But growing up light skinned, I've definitely had those moments. So it's like a lot of things have really resonated with me. Like I was thrown into this, like we open on Sunday and my first rehearsal was Monday.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm like super excited, but yeah, so like when I like heard the whole script out, I was like, I resonate with a lot of these things, like, you know, so they're bringing up different points of like what people might say to you for being light skinned or being mulatto, and I'm like, wow, it's some deep stuff.
Yeah. I mean, listening to like the things he would tell me about school of like. The black kids were like, you're not black enough to hang out with us. And the white kids were like, you're not white. And he's like, but I am white. It's just like.
One drop rule, my friend.
Like, it's what?
One drop rule is like something that we're taught is like one drop, you're black.
Yeah. It's very interesting. That's an interesting show. What's it called? Ocean's what?
The Ocean in My Soul. I'm going to double check to make sure I'm saying it right.
All right. Well, if I can see it, I'll come see it. I got time. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was great.
I'm so glad you hopped on. All right, friends. I'm going to end this live, but if you want to stay on and like I can give you the actual details of the show, then we can do that. All right, love you.
I have a squash in the oven that I have to go check on.
Okay.
Just DM me. You have my DM.
I do.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Love you lots. Mwah.
How do I leave? Just X? Okay, let's try this.
Peace out.